Hey, Freedom Flicker fam. Welcome back to the channel where we cut through the noise and get to the truth. Today we're diving into a massive story. The U.S. economy added just 22,000 jobs in August 2025, a number so low it's got economists sounding the alarm about a possible recession. But is this really a sign of economic collapse? Or is there more to the story? Are the numbers being spun to push a narrative? Let's break it down, look at the data, and question what we're being told. We'll explore what these numbers mean, why they're so low, how Trump's policies might be involved, and what you can do to prepare. Stick around for the full picture, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're ready to stay informed. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the U.S. added just 22,000 jobs in August 2025, a sharp drop from 79,000 in July. Economists expected 75,000 to 80,000 jobs, so this is a massive miss. The unemployment rate also ticked up to 4.3%, the highest since 2021 outside the pandemic era. Even worse, June's numbers were revised to show a loss of 13,000 jobs, the first negative month since December 2020. That's a red flag. Job growth has slowed 75% compared to last year, with only 598,000 jobs added in 2025 so far, compared to over 1.1 million in the first 8 months of 2024. Sectors like manufacturing, construction, and federal government jobs are shrinking, with healthcare being one of the few areas still adding jobs. But here's where I get skeptical. The establishment loves to throw around terms like recession to scare us. Are these numbers as bad as they seem? Or are they being framed to push a certain agenda? Let's dig deeper. So, why is job growth tanking? Let's look at a few factors. First, there's economic uncertainty tied to President Trump's policies, particularly his tariffs. These are taxes on imported goods paid by U.S. companies, and they're creating hesitation. Businesses in 7 of the Federal Reserve's 12 regions say they're holding off on hiring due to weaker demand and uncertainty about the future. Second, the federal government is shedding jobs, 97,000 since the start of 2025. That's huge. Some of this is due to buyouts and severance packages ending, but it's also a sign of shrinking government payrolls under Trump's administration. Third, industries Trump has championed, like manufacturing and oil drilling, are losing jobs, not gaining them. This contradicts the narrative that his policies are universally pro-growth. Is this a policy failure, or is the economy just hitting a natural slowdown? Here's where I raise an eyebrow. Trump fired the BLS commissioner after July's weak report, calling the numbers rigged. That's a bold claim. If the numbers are manipulated, who's doing it and why? On the flip side, firing the head of a data agency smells like politicizing stats, which could undermine trust in the numbers altogether. Another angle, the Federal Reserve. With job growth this week, economists think the Fed might cut interest rates soon to stimulate the economy. But high interest rates have been slowing hiring for months. Businesses can't borrow as easily to expand. Is the Fed too late to the party? The big question, is this a sign of a recession? Economists are split. Some, like Bradley Saunders from Capital Economics, say the labor market has headed off a cliff edge. Others point out that 4.3% unemployment is still historically low. But here's the kicker. More than a quarter of unemployed workers have been jobless for over 6 months, the highest since 2016. That's not just a number, it's people struggling. A recession isn't just about job numbers. It's about consumer confidence, spending, and growth. Americans are already saying the economy feels worse, according to a CBS poll. Combine that with stubborn inflation and Trump's tariffs, and you've got a recipe for uncertainty. But let's challenge the narrative. The media loves a good recession headline. Are they hyping this to scare us? Or is the economy really on the brink? And why aren't we hearing more about solutions? Should we trust the experts who got us here in the first place? Let's bring this home. What does this mean for you? If you're looking for a job, competition is getting tougher, especially in manufacturing or government roles. If you're a small business owner, tariffs and high interest rates might be squeezing your margins. And if you're just trying to pay bills, inflation isn't helping. Here's my advice. Start preparing now. build a side hustle, cut unnecessary expenses, or learn a new skill in a growing field like healthcare. Don't wait for the government or the Fed to fix this. And don't just swallow the narrative. Dig into the data yourself. Check out the BLS website or follow economists who aren't afraid to challenge the status quo. On the flip side, some say this is just a blip. The economy's been resilient before, and maybe Trump's policies will kick in later. But I'm not holding my breath, are you? So where do we stand? The U.S. job market is slowing. 22,000 jobs in August is a wake-up call. Whether it's Trump's tariffs, Fed policy, or just a natural cycle, the data shows a real slowdown. But don't just take the media's word for it. Question everything. Do your own research and prepare for what's coming. What do you think? Recession on the horizon, or just a bump in the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get the conversation going. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Freedom Flicker for more no BS breakdowns of what's really going on. Next week, we'll dive into T's next video topic, e.g., inflation or another economic issue. Until then, stay sharp, stay free, and keep flickering.